The waves of the Pacific rush onto the shore during this beautiful sunset here in Imperial Beach, California. It is a peaceful place, contrary to the noise made by the COVID-19 pandemic. Because of this pandemic, many US citizens across the country have been discussing about their internet situations, when bars will once again be open, or when they will finally reunite with their friends. However, a couple miles south from here lies the US-Mexico border, where people face a much different struggle than the ordinary US citizen. During this COVID-19 pandemic, the US-Mexico border has carried tens of thousands of people in detention centers, jails, and prisons that are used for non-citizens. Countless numbers of immigration court hearings have been suspended due to the pandemic, along with hundreds of children without parents and millions of immigrant families left out of legislative relief. Yet this is only a glimpse of what immigrants around the world are facing. Immigrant workers have had a heavy impact on many places across the globe, with 1 in 5 workers in Northern America and most of Europe being migrant workers, as well as countries around the world such as France, Spain, the United States, Italy, and more, depending on foreign-born workers. However, immigrants have been found as much more susceptible to acquiring the coronavirus, due to immigrants being required to physically go into work, as well as living conditions and already having bad health that makes them likelier to get the COVID-19 disease. And because of COVID-19, many countries have put restrictions on travel and closing borders, preventing many seasonal workers and international students from going into these countries and doing their work. By July of 2020, there were 3 million stranded migrants, along with 1.2 million of these migrants being stranded in North Africa and the Middle East. Many migrant workers are losing their jobs, not to mention thousands of migrants migrating to other countries have also lost their lives because of mobility restrictions and lockdowns. With the closing of schools all across the world, many students have had to go to online distance learning. Children of many immigrant families find themselves at a disadvantage, with immigrant parents tending to have fewer ways to help their child with their education than a native parent. With more and more people now taking the COVID-19 vaccines, one can only hope that it could only get better from here on out, especially for immigrants trying to make a better life for themselves and their families.